In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Welcome to the Two Grumpy Bastards podcast Memorial Weekend, where I talk to my friends who are veterans and are big badasses, much bigger badasses than I am. I am talking to my friend Rob, and he's quite a guy. We spent I don't know, Rob, what do we spend upwards of about a day trying to get you technologically savvy so you could actually do a podcast with us?
It was a painful thing, but we got there. We got there.
No, I know Rob through some of my veteran and VA extravaganzas. How's life treating you, Rob? Bring us up to date. What's going on with you, bro?
You know what, man? Attitude is everything. And
Yeah.
things are well, man. I got a new house. My business
Really?
is up and running. I've got some property now, so
You're in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the mean streets of Oklahoma.
That's base camp for. We like to travel and
That's
get out.
That's how your ORP is in Oklahoma.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so we've got some visitors. Got my oldest son here who just qualified combat medic. He's been running around with some FF or SF boys doing the crazy work over in Poland.
Wow.
So I don't know what he's allowed to talk about, but
Poland, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So this is Sal. He's my oldest son. Say hi, Sal.
Hello.
Come on in. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. He's looking at me and he's like, God, that guy's old as fuck. He's like,
older than you.
And I'm a retired lieutenant colonel, so you better mind your P's and Q's there, son. I'm totally joking, of course. I'm totally joking.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I think it's amazing what you're doing now. Is this the first year that you've done this, or is it kind of a continual thing that you do annually?
Well, I definitely do a video every year for Memorial Day, but this is the first time I've reached out to fellow vets and said, hey, I'd like to get you on screen and get you captured and stuff like that. So yeah, from that sense, yeah, it's definitely a first. I think it's and I'd like to grow it.
Okay. Yeah.
Make it kind of a thing. And my partner, also retired Colonel Russ Meyer, is on vacation for the next couple of weeks. So I decided to make sure he knows he's not relevant to this podcast at all. And just do I'm joking, of course. If you listen to the podcast, he's amazing. He's a smart, sharp fucking guy. And he's one of my best friends in the entire world. I'd throw myself in front of traffic for him and his family. But no, I just kind of wanted to expand. I want to expand our scope a little bit and say, hey, you know what? And I encourage you to do this, Rob. If there's anybody that you want to pay tribute to while we're here and we're laying down the pod, please do. I have survivor's guilt. I got through all of those 27. I mean, I've had 100 plus broken bones, 20 plus surgeries, but you know what? I still got all my parts intact. I have to wear sunglasses indoors because my eyes got blowed up and all that kind of thing. But you know what? I got through it relatively well. And some of our brothers did not. And it breaks my heart. Um, I lost five brothers to suicide in 2 years.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts what that stuff will do to you. And I feel blessed. I'm a man of faith. I'm a Christian, which gives me a lot of fuel and all that kind of thing. But I just fucking hate that we've lost so many good men, and if it's in your case, good women too, good soldiers to this stuff. And I wanted to make this weekend about a tribute to the people that we know and that we love and that we lost. Memorial Day is not about, it's not Veterans Day. It's not about you and me. You and I are breathing. It's about those that didn't come back, and it's a tough thing. Rob, what do you think, sir?
Oh, boy, that's a loaded question, Coop. And I want it to be a weekend that everybody goes out and enjoys. And unfortunately, I think for guys like us, it's sometimes a little bit more difficult for us to kind of, just off gas and let loose and have fun and not think about those things.
Right.
And it wasn't until fairly recently actually where I really started being like, hey man, snap out of it. Come on. You gotta get on. Them boys wouldn't want us to be sulking and sad and upset, and they wouldn't want us to be idle, let those dark thoughts creep in and take advantage of us. Man, that's not what they were about. So that's not what I'm gonna be about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not why we did what we did. That's
God
not why
bless him.
they did what they did. So yeah, getting into it here. Yeah, I understand survivor's guilt. Um, I think at one time or another, if you spend enough time in the service, you're going to suffer from it. I don't think there's any getting around that. Yeah, and the suicides, man, five. That's too many. I mean, one is too many, but
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're not better advocates for each other, especially I don't think that we spend enough time transitioning our sailors and soldiers and airmen when they get out and kind of front loading them and warring. I didn't know this, but the Army has an entire brigade dedicated to mental health. And
Yep.
yeah, that was news to me, man. I think that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I came back, I think in 2013, I spent 9 months in the Warrior Transition Unit there at Madigan, at Fort Lewis, 9 months, and it was very intensive. It was very intensive as far as how they treated all my physical and my mental and all that kind of thing. I can't say enough good things about the people and the way I mean, the way they ran it was a little bit weird, but as far as the providers, this is 2013, so this is 11 years ago, right?
Yeah,
And
but
I think it was 2013, 2013.
just about.
They
I got out in 14, so yeah.
yeah. And so I mean 9 months before they let me go because they were like, "Oh, you're really fucked up." Um,
Yeah.
not
We
not
got
that
there
not
for a
not that
reason.
it made a huge difference later, but no, I always
Wow.
tell people too that we can badmouth all that stuff. I've gotten when you can figure out you navigate that whole thing. I know you and I are both I think 100%. And once you figure out how to navigate the VA, they actually take really good care of you. I mean, the providers are excellent. The providers are excellent. I know you and I had some of the same providers back in the day. That's how we met. And it's like, no, I mean, these people actually are really, really good. It's trying to get into that system that's hard at times. Like, so I'm going through this thing right now where I live way outside of I live 2 hours south of American Lake. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, you're on what do they call that? Preferred care or community
Oh yeah.
care, whatever. So I,
Yeah.
they,
So you can
they
be seen out in town. It's
right. So the VA contracts,
primary choice.
yes, thank you. Yeah, and so the VA contracts for civilians and stuff like that and pays them. So I tried to go back to the same doctor I had, and the doctor office said, "Oh, he hasn't been here in over a year, so he's a new client, and we're not accepting new clients. So fuck you." So so I have to go all the way back through the system and try to find another provider that's close to me out here in the wilds of Washington State. So there is that, but you know what? At least I'm covered down. I'm covered down. I mean, if things get, I didn't go to the emergency room when I fell and I broke all these ribs and stuff like that with Lucy wiping me out, um, because I knew that it was just going to be a fucking headache with all the insurance and TRICARE and getting 90 fucking things in the mail and stuff going, oh, you owe us this and you owe us that. It is a headache, but we're both blessed in that that we do, when you get the care through the VA and all that stuff, the care is excellent. Care is excellent. I don't know and I'm open about the fact that I went through the PTSD, the VIP program there at American Lake. I'm open about that. That was amazing. That was astonishing how good they are there. I mean, they put you, they wrap you in fucking little kid gloves and they make sure you're okay. And yeah, I don't have any regrets about doing that.
Yeah, that's cool. Break it down Barney style. Yeah, that's how I found out that the Army had an entire brigade. Is I actually went and to seek help and for PTSD, and I forever, man, I was just so I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to admit that I had it. I was
Sure,
told
sure.
I was told that I definitely have it, but I deal with it well. But as the years went on, I think it might have gotten a little worse. Maybe I was a little more spicy. And I did. I went and I got help. And it was an Army, retired Army colonel, actually, that woman had insight that was tremendous for me. It was one of the best things I ever did. And I didn't feel like I could talk about it unless I'm talking to other veterans, and there's not a large veteran community where I live now. I'm kind of out in the woods, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
So it was reaching out and finding that support system, I think was pivotal. And it was a milestone event for me for sure. And I can definitely say that it was the right thing to do. And so if any of y'all are out there listening to this and you're still active, man, take note, get the VA. That money's there for you, whether you deserve it or not. Because I didn't think I deserved it. I still have all my bits and pieces, you know. Um, but yeah, 100%. All those little nicks and dings add up, and so I got 90% straight out of the gate just from physical stuff. And they weren't even. They were saying it was service connected 0%. Some of my worst, most life threatening injuries. And so let's get right into this. One of them was a decompression sickness, and it's a diving related disorder. So
That's right.
what I
That's
did,
right. Yeah. Yeah. You're a, yeah. And I don't mean to interrupt you, Rob. I want you to, because most of my listeners are Army guys, and I'd love you to get into the whole diving thing that you did for a living and talk a little bit about that. That'd be amazing. But go ahead.
Oh
Please.
yeah, thank you. Cool. Yeah, it'd be my pleasure. And I know there's not a lot. It's not very well known because there's not a whole lot of guys that do it. So, but basically, the Navy diving program, its original concept was founded to be a salvage operation. So, and I'm sure you've all have seen, Men of Honor. It's if it's lost, we'll find it.
Right.
The salvage was kind of our bread and butter. And then as the war effort progressed, the military always had this idea of how we can do it better with less people. And so they wanted divers to transition to explosive ordnance disposal and our EOD guys to go do the SEALs job and the SEALs to run into more of a CIA capacity. So they lumped us all in, called us Special Operations Divers. So we started getting more training in things like demolition, small arms, crew serve weapons, combat salvage, battle damage control.
Wow.
So it became a very versatile job where we got a lot of training. I mean, they spent
You guys, because
a lot of
my
money.
my conception is always like you guys have one job to do. It's diving, and it's very scientific and it's very intellectual, and you have to. But you actually were like you were trained on multiple war platforms and the whole 9 yards, huh?
Yes, correct. Correct. Yeah. So, and one of the most difficult quals in the Navy or in the military period to get or qualifications are the things that you can do, like drive a truck or operate a certain system, was the SDV system. I'm sure you've all seen the movies, but
Sure.
launching that little mini sub, that's a Navy diver that's in charge of that operation, and it's super dangerous.
I
There's
can completely imagine.
Yeah. So and a lot of guys get hurt, and but there's a lot of good medicine that's coming out of the diving community too, because we have the hyperbaric chambers. And you want to talk about magic money? We were talking about our faith in God, and I too am a believer and very strong in my faith. I think that's another bonus feature for sure. But we're just taking what God gave us and amplifying it. So that hyperbaric treatment, I've seen a dude get his legs shattered into like 172 pieces. We put him back together and fixed him, and he can go run a mile right now. It's
Holy
cures
shit! Holy shit!
cancer. I mean, we're curing all kinds of stuff
How
with
did
the,
that happen? If you don't mind me asking, how did that
that was
happen?
an SDV operation where you imagine you've got a giant nuclear sub and then you've got a smaller sub trying to mount on a sled. The whole thing's moving. They're not stopping the ship for this operation. So you're out there, kicking it out. Maybe they're slowing
Wow!
down, but
Wow!
that mini sub, the SEAL delivery vehicle, is coming in, and
That
it's
is
got props
fascinating.
on it, and it caught the guy's leg and just shattered from the knee down to the shin.
Oh, that is
Just
fascinating.
yeah,
I will tell you, Rob. And to interrupt your thought process here, I'm a fucking pussy when it comes to like thinking about being underneath the water. I'm the toughest guy I know when it comes to a lot of things, but when it comes to
yeah.
like when it comes to like ocean, there's no fucking way I could do it. I am completely freaked out by the idea of like sharks, by the idea of water, by the idea of this open blue thing. When I watch movies or I watch documentaries where they have these divers and there's this like vast blue in front of them, I have panic attacks. I'm not gonna lie to you, my brother. I have no problem. Now shoot at me, come at me with a knife, do all any of that. Fuck, you're fucked. But put me underneath the water? No. I grew up on a lake that was only like 43 feet deep, and I never went down to the bottom to find out how deep that motherfucker was because I stayed right on top. And I'm a good swimmer. I'm a good swimmer, and I'd swim across that thing and back every morning before I'd go to football practice. I can't even imagine. You guys are fucking studs. I mean, does that not that whole vastness, does that not scare you? Do you not I
Oh
mean,
man, yeah. It gets in your head, but you can't really think about it, It's all right, story time. So one time in band camp, we were out in your neck of the woods, actually in Washington, and we had to swim out to the sub from our dive platform, which was it was an EOD minesweeper that we had converted into a dive platform. Man, I took a lot of pride in that boat. It looked like a party boat. It was pretty cool. But we had to swim just a little ways, but we had bioluminescence in the water. And that pier is about 130 feet deep. So when you're swimming, every movement that you make, the water has bioluminescence and it's like glowing. And it's kind of hard. You can't help but think, what's looking up at me because I am advertising right now.
like, do you watch those movies, Meg and Meg 2, and
Yeah.
the Jason Statham? Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna kill this big old prehistoric shark. I'm bold, but I'm a fucking badass.
uh,
That freaks me the fuck out because I that's what I would be thinking about the entire time. Is like so I just between you and me, Rob, I don't swim in the ocean because everything about the ocean will kill you. The water will kill you. The things in it will kill you. The lack of oxygen will kill you. That wants to fucking kill you. Now, I'll go on a nice boat on the ocean and stay like, 12 feet above it. But you're never, ever, ever, ever going to see me go into the ocean because the ocean is fucking scary. And so guys like you, I love it because, it's like, oh, badass infantry, la, 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 cav, whatever. Guys like you, I'm not as brave as you, bro. I'm just not. I'm not.
Well, man, maybe it's not about bravery. Maybe we're all just a bunch of wild nature boys, and we just wanted to see what's up there. Or maybe we're saltwater activated badasses. I don't know. But I can tell you
Well,
this
it's
when
fucking
you
badass. I have nothing but mad respect for you guys. Let
well,
me
thank you.
tell you.
Hey, Coop, you guys are definitely bigger part of the fight than we were. We're just
Oh,
glad that we could
I'll
help
get
out.
shot at all day long instead of going into the fucking ocean, my friend.
Well,
I tell you what,
you
I
can
will all day
you can
long. You
keep
can
that shit.
take. I'll tell the neighbors down there. I live on a ranch on top of a hill, and there's nobody within like half a mile, or not even 3/4 of a mile of us. Shoot me, take shots right now. I'd be fine with that. Be like, you're gonna miss, motherfucker. Put me in the ocean. I'd be like, I'd have my little Hello Kitty fucking purse, and I'd be sitting there on the boat.
Well, yeah, it's when you're part of the food chain, it's inherently dangerous, but the nature of the job itself was dangerous. And when you get into mixed gas and just all the different things that can go wrong, it's I guess you kind of have to be maybe a little not right
Well, sure,
initially.
sure.
Maybe it's a prerequisite, maybe a little crazy.
Oh, I
Um,
totally get that. I mean, I that's the cloth that we're both cut from. I mean, it's like to do what I did, you had to be a lot of not right too. And with all of our brothers, you want to put yourself in harm's way. Not only did I want to put myself in harm's way, it was really fun. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah,
fucking fun. It was a gas. I mean, it was just like, woohoo, bring it. And yeah, I always had a reputation, being an officer. It's like the more chaotic it became, the happier I was. That was just me. I don't know. And it sounds like you're kind of cut from that cloth too in a different direction. To be able to
sure.
put yourself in harm's way the way you did and your brothers did and all that kind of thing. Is there anybody in your world that you're missing that you would like to memorialize?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. And um,
Please do.
it's
Please do.
it's not just from the diving community. There's a few Marines and some EOD buddies and just a few people. And I'm just gonna try to keep it short and simple and get through this without my skin leaking here and just say first names and not out of disrespect or OPSEC or any kind of security or
Absolutely.
anything like that.
Absolutely.
But
Whatever
um,
you want to do, brother.
yeah, but we're gonna get them this podcast as I got some guys that are looking forward to seeing this tribute, and I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that we knew. So yeah, here we go. Ty Williams, Marine Corps, Bear diver, James Ryan, Fernando, and everybody involved at the proving grounds, Navy divers, Doc, Doc Chuck, Doc Chris, Doc Charles, Jim, um, Navy diver, Wolf, Navy SEAL, Tony, Navy diver. Tony was one of those guys that was in a leadership position over me, and he was just a just a good dude, like one of those people that you're like, hey, this guy, I want to be like this guy. Um, he was, and it was a freak accident, man. I don't know all the details, and like I said, I don't want to get into it, but I think he was just recreational diving. It was just some dangerous shit, and yeah, so those guys are never forgotten, man. And there's a couple suicides in there, and one of them is as a result of what happened that day at the proving grounds. And so we were talking about survivor guilt, and that was supposed to be my team that was going to do that job, and it would have been probably me and another guy, and I don't want to say his name, but I can almost guarantee it would have been us two in the water. I mean, we had a whole team of guys that were getting it, but um, for some reason, if it was salvage, they liked to throw me in the drink. So I did kind of have a little survivor's guilt from that, and it was
Sure.
well. Anyways, there's more to the story, man. But like I said, I didn't want to get too in it. I was just kind of powering through that, man. I've been thinking about that, probably overthought it, and that's why I already got the tears out. So I
Yeah.
think I'm
Well,
think I'm running dry. Man.
God bless you. God bless them. The one thing that I have realized, it took me a lot of years, my friend, is that they want me to live. They want me to live and celebrate and be healthy and not be a falling down drunk and fucking putting my ass in fucking jail and stupid shit. that survivor's guilt has done to me, that PTSD that's done to me. So God bless you. God bless them. You and I are both men of faith, so we know that we know that they rest easy with our creator. And if people don't believe that, that's fine too. But anybody listening to this podcast, please just take a beat and think about the people that aren't here with us. Like Robert and I are so blessed to be talking today on this podcast and be able to hook up and be friends, and it's amazing. What else you got going on, my friend? We'll get off the
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
stuff
All
there
right,
for a
yeah.
second.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Amen, brother. That's well said. Man, we're getting ready to go to the lake. Got my oldest here with his wife visiting, and she's a
How old is your oldest? How old is he?
22. I got a 22, a
And
20.
he's already married. So you didn't raise him right. So yeah.
Well,
I'm
I hope
kidding.
so.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm
he
kidding.
picked a winner. Listen, I screwed it up a couple
I'm totally
times. so-
kidding.
but I think I got it right this time, though. I just got remarried not too long ago.
Awesome. Glad to hear. I'm glad to hear you're doing well there, brother.
Yeah, thank you. His wife's awesome, though, man. She's going to be great, and because I think we all know that she's part of it now too. So welcome.
So
Welcome
so
to
he
the
got
military.
so
Welcome
is
aboard.
that the special forces dude? Special forces medic?
Yeah. Yep,
So
that's him.
So he got her knocked up, and so now he's like paying the piper, or what happened? I'm totally kidding. Kidding.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if I'm ready to be a granddad, but hell, I'm sure it's bound to happen one of these days.
You can tell Special Forces medic that Colonel Koopman said "fuck off." Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No,
There you
I'm
go.
totally joking. God bless you guys. If he said "fuck off" back, then he's got some sack. I love it.
Oh,
Uh,
he's sacked up and ready to go. It's pretty funny.
yeah, no, he's looks like a good looking kid too. By the way, how'd you do that, Bo?
Oh, they must take after their moms, all of them.
Yeah, he's a good looking kid. Yeah, I was like, I saw him when he got on camera. I'm like, are you sure that's your kid, Bob? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. No, you're a great guy. I love your story. We at the Two Grumpy Bastards podcast, we are reinvigorating a podcast that we have called The Barracks, where we talk to ex-military exclusively, and we talk military stuff. And if you want to hop on with us, you just you give me a shout and you let me know, man, because that would that's it's going to be part of the Two Grumpy Bastards network, which we're actually, we're not making money yet, but we're close to making money, and we're growing, and we're getting noticed by a few folks and all that. So we've been at it for about 3 years, and we're expanding, and it's you're okay with this being on YouTube, by the way? You're big old
Yeah,
handsome face. Okay.
good call. Yeah, my YouTube, I started that during COVID, and I was just kind of was bored, and I have the two kids, single dad life, my two youngest. Um, and I just wanted to keep them occupied and do something. And I thought it'd be a good idea. The taxpayers spent a lot of money on my training, and I felt like giving it back. So
Yep.
it started
There
out
you
as
go.
just simple fire starting, not tying is how it started. And then I started getting into some of the books. Army book actually was the kind of kicked it off and got me monetized. I never took advantage of it though, and then I quit posting for a while, but now I'm back at it. But yeah, so we started doing natural cures and just kind of holistic healing. And there's just a bunch of it's Sailor's Guide to Self-Reliance. And there's a ton of stuff on there. We do everything. We also run a dog rescue for
Yeah,
B&B
that's what
rescue.
you're saying. I did not know that. I did not know that, which is a passion of mine. Obviously, I don't have any problem putting a man down, but I love critters. I can't
Oh,
even
yeah.
imagine. Yeah. I grew up on a
It's a
farm.
challenge.
I grew up on a farm where I had to put critters down, and I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Yeah. I mean, if you're a dick, fuck you. God help you. I'll pray for your soul, but I
Right.
can't do it with critters. I can't do it with critters. So that's my next step in my my evolution is I came into some money recently, thank God, and I'm going to buy a place where I can have a refuge.
Link up, man. Link up. Let's hook it up. Listen, we're doing lots of good things, right? I think last year we rehomed around 800, maybe more, some odd dogs. My
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a ton.
it's
That's
good.
a
It's
ton.
like 65 cats, and we work all over from here to the West Coast. We even branch out as far as Arkansas, but we're
What's the name of your organization?
B&B Rescue, and it's a nonprofit, rescue, and it's
Okay,
Cindy
yeah.
runs.
Send me the link. Shoot me the link, and I'll make sure that I'll put this on YouTube, and I'll make sure that we put the link on my YouTube page, and then, of course, we'll make sure that you get the video so you can put this on YouTube as well. So
Yeah, yeah, I want to get this up on the Facebook diver type pages too. Just I think the boys would like it, and it's something that a few of us talk about every year, and I just give tribute, Coop, and I wonder, what possessed you to give us an outlet here, and I just thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this, and I think it's commendable what you're doing with your channel, and man, I would like to see it blow up. That'd be cool.
yeah, it would be really cool. That way, my partner Russ would quit bugging me about having to send me that check every month to help pay for it. But no, I'm kidding. I know you listen to the channel, and Russ is a great guy. He's smart as a whip, and I'm lucky to know that man. I don't say that in front of his face, but I am absolutely grateful and blessed to know that human being in my life. He's been there for me every step of the way. So whatever repartee that we may have, and I might talk shit about him. He's one of the, like, I know you're a Navy guy, but if you were an Army soldier, you would have loved to have had him as a commander. He's that guy. He's that guy. You would have loved that. And he and I worked together for a brief couple of years, and just boom, the bond just happened. I mean, it's just because he's just a fucking amazing human being. And I know I can't believe I'm talking like this. What? It's almost like I'm drinking again
What's
or
come
something.
over you? No,
I know
isn't it weird?
it's
Like,
almost like I'm drinking again or something like that. But no, he's a fantastic human being, and I adore the
listen,
man.
that's okay. That's okay. Some of the most intelligent, respectable people I've met, were service members, and just incredibly intelligent people that you wouldn't think were so tip top. And
Right.
it always surprises me, and I'm always grateful for the service and the people that I met and the people that I still talk to. And it's just weird how you can link up with another weirdo and you're like, oh, I like this weirdo. Let's be friends. And then sometimes it just works out,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, no, and you know what's really cool is I'm sorry if I'm keeping you from going to the lake, but we're having a great conversation. It's really cool for me to talk to somebody that's completely outside of my service circle. You're a diver in the Navy, and it's just fascinating to me. I mean, it's fascinating to me. I mean, I know what I did, and it's, guys that were in my lane. We like, oh, okay, that's cool. We did this and we did that. But to talk to somebody that's just like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking badass. And I mean that sincerely, Robert. I'm not blowing smoke and not trying to get in your shorts. But well, maybe he is. Maybe he is. No, I just think that's fascinating to I mean,
Yeah.
you chose a very distinct and unique route in the military. And you did some amazing things. And I just want to take my hat off to you. I'm not wearing a hat, but take my hat off to you and go, hey, God bless you. I mean, that's really cool. It's fascinating to me. It's really fast. It's like, I'm 6'3" and 260 pounds. I could never be in a submarine to save my life because I would have freaked the fuck out. But submariners, I have a couple of buddies that are submariners, and I'm just like, how the fuck did you do that? That's amazing. And they're like, well, how did you get shot at? I'm like, wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about it.
It's amazing what you can get used to.
Yep, it is amazing. Yeah, and to this very day, I would have chosen my path because I'd rather dig a hole in the sand than fucking, have to hot rack with some dude on a submarine. Trust me. But anyway, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you. And are you willing to come on the Barracks, our podcast, our military podcast?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, I've got some stories, man.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I know we probably could have gotten to that, but there's so much to talk about. But well, that's what the barracks is about. It's about getting to stories and talking about stuff and just letting our hair down and all that. So yeah, we're revamping that when Russ gets back from holiday next in a couple of weeks. And so yeah, we'd love to have you on. We'd love to have you on. So that'd be amazing.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And
Sign me up.
and
Yeah.
spread the word for Two Grumpy Bastards podcast. We're all over the place. Two Grumpy Bastards Facebook page. Yeah, spread the word. Tell every veteran buddy of yours about it. We're starting to roll a little bit. We're starting to roll a little bit. It's going to become a thing. I really do. I feel it.
How many followers do we have
Right now on the Facebook page?
on the Grumpy Bastards podcast? I don't really
Oh.
know how it works, me,
We our subscribers are very low. We're still working on that because I haven't put a lot of work into the page, but we have a couple of thousand followers as far as the group goes and some other stuff. So yeah, we're growing. I mean, we started out with just me and Russ just fucking chopping it up and me recording it. And the Facebook thing is, or excuse me, the YouTube thing is not something I really explored, but we're gonna be on Rumbles soon. We're gonna expand our brand and go on there. That's the Dave Rubin. If you know Dave Rubin, I don't know if you ever listened to his podcast, but
No.
great guy. We're gonna be on Rumbles. We're gonna be on a couple other different platforms. So I've been working on a PhD, and I took this entire next 9 months off from it to expand our brand. So that's really what I'm into right now, and expand. So I think it's important. I really do. I think we have an important voice. Couple of smart guys, and yes, I am calling myself smart. Couple of smart guys, and I think it's necessary in this day and age, in the age of wokeness and all this bullshit going on. I think rational voices are really need to be heard. And so yeah, that's where we're coming from. And we've been on I guess 3 years. 3 years. So we're starting to grow finally. I haven't really taken it that seriously. It's been more of kind of like oh hey, we're just gonna bullshit and talk and stuff like that. And I'm the producer, I'm the editor, I'm Russ just hops on and talks. Fuck him. But no, he pays half the bills. So don't no, I'm good. No,
That's how it starts, man. That's how
yeah,
it starts.
but it's a labor of love, but it's becoming something. We've actually
Hey, I concur, man. Yeah, I'm with you. Definitely. I'm with you. Sign me up for sure.
All
You're
right.
right.
Yeah,
I like it too. I like it too that the other veterans get to hear it from other people, and then they can realize, hey, I'm not alone in this. And for me,
Right.
that
Right.
was comforting, very comforting, and because I've been in some dark places, man.
Sure.
To be honest.
Sure.
And it's and I'm not talking literally, like no pun intended, but yeah. So I think it's great.
I thought you meant you had an African American hooker.
Well, let's see. I cannot confirm or
Sorry.
deny any of these accusations.
So no, I get you. I get you. I'm sorry. Probably inappropriate humor at the wrong time there, but I get you.
Okay, so my son's just pointing out to me that, and I didn't know this, is any veteran, is that whether you're service connected or not? No shit. Huh, I didn't know that. Okay. Hey, got some good information here. So any veteran, you don't have to be service connected for the rest of your life. You have free, full coverage mental health care. Is that?
Oh, through the VA,
Yeah.
Yeah.
With being 0% service connected.
Yep. That's actually true. That's actually true. Yep.
I didn't know that. I guess they forgot to mention that.
Here's the thing for a lot of the veterans out there listening. All you have to do is, if you do go to the VA for help, and I'm not advocating getting money if you don't deserve the money or anything like that. I hate these like fly by night mafia. Well, we'll get you to 100% in 90 days. Go fuck yourself. But
it's the reason that guys that actually could really use it and deserve it aren't getting it. They're backing
Right.
the system up.
Right. But if you go to the VA for any help whatsoever and you turn that into as a claim, so I need mental health counseling, stuff like that, you're immediately going to get 10% immediately, which will put you at least in that place where you're going to get a little bit of money, a little bit of help, and you get helped over other people that are 0% immediately. You have to go through the claim process to do it, but it's not going to get denied. It's not going to get denied. And you know, I know there's a lot of assholes out there that are like, here, let me teach you how to get 100% VA disability and all that kind of thing. And it's just like, I got to tell you, Rob, it took me almost 10 years before I actually claimed anything, and I should have claimed it as soon as I got out of the Army. They actually, when I was transitioning through the Warrior Transition Unit there at Fort Lewis, Madigan, I immediately went into VA care because they were great about that, but I didn't claim anything. And so I'm going to like appointments 3 times a week and stuff like that. And I had a 0%, with PTSD, mental health, all that kind of thing, 0%. I was fucked up. I mean, I am all kinds of fucked up. There isn't a single spot on my body that you can't point to that it didn't get damaged at some point, If you added up all my percentages, I'd be like 490%.
Yeah, it's that VA math. It's kind of weird.
The VA math only goes to 100, which it's understandable. It's understandable. I'm not bitching about it. But yeah, no, if you go any place and you get help through the VA, then you're immediately going to be 10% at least, which I don't even know what that is. Probably $800 a month or something like that. Now I don't even know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. But
Something though. I mean,
no,
hell, it's
you're,
better than- better than a kick in
what's
the
your
teeth,
son's name?
for
What's your
sure.
son's name?
That's Sal.
Sal?
Sal.
Sal. I love that. I love that. You got an old fashioned Sal. I love it. Hey Sal, how you doing?
Short for Salapial.
I love it. I love it. That's a great name. That's a fantastic name. But yeah, no, all you vets out there, just you just go on the page and just you file a claim. If you need VA help, you got to get in the system that way. I'm not telling people to go make money. I'm saying if you are in the system and your name is in there and you're any percentage, then you get better care. You get moved up along the line. That's what I'm preaching.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. I concur, man. It's I think people are building businesses around trying to get people to 100% that don't have any
they are.
scars.
No, I
Don't have any
I see it on
broken
Facebook and shit like that. It's like, you're gross. You're fucking gross. You're fucking gross doing that. I mean, yeah, yeah. Ugh,
Yeah. Okay.
no.
Right.
I'm not gonna say any names, but there's a lot of people who don't deserve their 100% and they got it, and I'm pissed. Anyway, I'll let you go, Rob. I know you guys are gonna go to the lake, and what are you gonna catch some bass today, or what are you gonna do?
Hopefully, brother. I don't know, man. We might just catch a buzz. Hell, I don't know. But we're gonna try to catch some bass. We're gonna be fishing, not catching. I've got a couple secret spots, but I'm sworn to secrecy, so I can't give away my locations.
It's you're like if I got my car right now and I drove, you're like 20 hours away. So I think your secret's safe with me. So
it's not worth it, man. You've got salmon probably swimming in your backyard.
Salmon and rainbow trout and brown trout. You bet you name it. We got it up here. Yeah.
Oh, you're spoiled. I have to buy seafood now.
No, it's going to be hard. I'm going to leave the Pacific Northwest in the winters. I really am, now that I can afford to do that. But it's just like, I love it. It's so beautiful up here, dude.
I know. I miss it.
Yeah.
Miss it. It's beautiful.
Well, hey, Navy diver and son Sal and whatever else you guys got going on. God bless you. God bless you.
Thanks, hey, Coop. Sorry to interrupt, brother.
Yeah, of course.
Sal wants to say one more thing before we sign off.
Sure.
Hello.
Hey, Sal, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, just real back into Memorial Day and kind of listening to you guys' conversations. Just ended off on a good note. A lot of people, it's good to mourn those you've lost, but also celebrate their sacrifice, and rejoice that they gave their life so that you could keep walking, so that you could get out of that firefight, so that you get out of that battle. And then for a Memorial Day, just remembering, all the brothers that came back in Iraqi freedom, that came back from Syria, Afghanistan, Africa, like every battle we fought all the way from the start of our country, to build that framework for us to even be here today. Remembering all those people from World War II, Vietnam, Korean War, everything like that. It's also vital to do. And if any of you have been to like the Arlington Cemetery, 100% go there if you ever can. Go to DC, go do these things, to really understand and put in perspective just how many lives have been signed away to go to heaven in order for you to enjoy your iPhone, to enjoy your imported food, and enjoy the luxuries of being free in this country that everyone's really sought after to come into this country to enjoy. So that's kind of what I wanted to leave off with people. Remember everybody. Don't just remember just your family. Obviously you should do that. Keep them in your hearts, but remember everybody, because there's thousands upon thousands that you can walk and go see.
20,000 right there in Arlington Cemetery. It's a good reason to stand up for that flag during the anthem. 20,000 reasons plus.
Fuck Sal. Sal, it sounds like you were raised right. I don't know.
Yeah, I love this country.
God bless you, man. That was gorgeous. That was gorgeous what you said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the re-harp on that mental health, especially active duty service members, just even if you don't think you have anything, go just get seen, see what a provider says, talk about some stuff. It doesn't have to be combat related. You could have never been in a combat zone. You could have stuff from your past. You can have stuff from the service that's going on. And just realize that there's help for you. And with what you were saying with the VA, you don't have to go through VA. You can walk into any ER in the United States of America and request mental help. If you are retired, veteran, active duty, dependent, anything service connected or government related, you will have those benefits and that help for you immediately. There's no pushback on those resources.
You're 100%, bud.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was all. But
no, thank you. Hey, Sal, sit down. Sit the fuck down. I'm not done with you yet. No, hey, brother. All due respect. Thank you so much. Very eloquent. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate people. I'm 54 fucking years old. I've been out of the Army for going on 11 years. I spent 27 tough years, and I loved it, most of it, not all of it, but I love most of it. And to see people like you taking that mantle and going forward, fucking, you have no idea how much that makes my heart feel. Thank you. I just want to say that. Thank you for your eloquence, your grace, and your toughness. And you got a good dad there. And I would have loved to have you as one of my soldiers back in the day. We would have had a lot of fun. We would have chopped this shit up.
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, I've had a lot of friends go to like Syria, Iraq recently. And thankfully they came back, and they're all good. All their bits and pieces are there, and they have their stories and everything like that. Sure. And it's just I felt so grateful to not go to an immediate combat zone.
Well, you've had some amazing training, apparently. Yeah, the Army's equipped you with
been great,
lifelong skills.
Great opportunities. In Garrison, it sucks. It's the worst.
I know it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, overseas, like if you volunteer, if you do things that people don't want to do, opportunities arise. And I got to work with so many NATO partners, so many secret Polish people, Ukrainians, American side, Rangers, SF.
Sure.
Just so many opportunities, so many groups, so much training.
You got to hang out with real men like me, is what you're saying. That's cool.
There. but yeah, no, it's a
God
great
bless you.
opportunity. Of course, sir. I just want to give 2 shout outs. One's for E. He just got back from Iraq. And he was doing combat operations there. He's back home safe. He just got back from a 9-month deployment.
Not my other son, Ethan. It's
No,
a different Ethan.
yeah, it's different. Ethan. He's a specialist. He's a doc. Like maybe graduated the same class.
Nice.
And
You guys are fucking studs. Warrior medics. Who?
And then Aria, she was in my class as well, but she just graduated college. She's going active duty as a second lieutenant butter bar. So she'll lead you into the random woods and get you lost. But just shout out to those 2 for doing some great work.
So hey Sal, just real quick before we go, I don't know, you know nothing about my career. I was what they call branch detail. I'm an officer, right? So that you go into combat, you go into combat arms, and then you become something else. So I'm an infantry officer, but then I'm also a medevac 70 hotel. So I'm very familiar with what you do. Very fucking. And you know what? I got my EFMB on the first try, motherfucker.
I was gonna do it.
Yes.
Like 2 weeks ago, and I had I had eye surgery, so I unfortunately couldn't do it.
All good, but it's very rare to get it on your first try. That's back. Well, I don't know what it is now. This was probably 1995. I mean, you weren't even a semen sample yet, but yeah, first try was like 5%, something like that. I got it on my first try as a second lieutenant. I breezed right, or no, I was a first lieutenant. I'm sorry, because I was infantry, but yeah, no, I didn't breeze through. It was tough. That's a tough. I don't know if it's still as tough as it used to be, but my God.
The problem with it now is there's a lot of gatekeeping for it. So like people ding you for like the dumbest stuff. Like my buddy, he used to be a paramedic and a firefighter for Florida for 10 years. He went in the military, became a medic, a great medic. Knows a lot more than I could ever know. But he failed a critical task because when there was an inguinal shot, he saw it, he assessed it, he started packing the wound, like getting it all dressed, making sure the bleeding was stopped. And they ticked him off because he didn't look for the exit wound immediately. And I was like,
so it still is bad. It still is bad.
I was like, okay, but my treatment's not going to change with the patient. Like, there's bleeding here. I'm going to pack this wound either way, whether it comes through or not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. 1995, I got my EFMB, and they tried to fail you. And I think the reason I didn't get failed is because I was really loud all the time. Like, woo-hoo! I was in first cav at Fort Hood, and Gary O on 27 Cab, the famous unit that if you saw the Mel Gibson movie, We Were Soldiers, that was the exact battalion that I was in. So I knew all those guys. And I was just really loud about Gary Owen, and I was just running around crazy. And I think they were scared to fail me, to be quite honest with you. That happens a lot with me because I'm nuts. But no, they tried to fail you. They tried to fail you. That was the whole thing about the EFMB back. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's the Expert Field Medical Badge. Probably the hardest badge to win in the Army. All you have to do to get an airborne one is jump out of a plane 5 times. You're fine. Blah. Fall out of an airplane and don't die. And air assault, everybody's like, oh, that was really hard. Really? It really wasn't that hard. You just rappel out of a
10-day course. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Jump master.
The EFMB, they tried to, the written test itself tries to fuck you up because it's trick questions. And yeah, it's like 200 questions back in my day. And then if you do one little thing wrong during your testing on the EFMB, they will fail you immediately. There's no mulligans. In my day,
no retakes. There's
nope. Yeah. You fucked that up. Gone. Bye. See ya. Go back to your unit. It was fucked up. I took like 30 guys through that, and just myself and one other guy made it. Yeah, out of 30.
Yeah,
and these were really well trained dudes too. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we
just gate kept.
So it's still that, huh?
Yeah, it is still the same
they didn't
thing.
Fix it. God, and I'm talking 1990. When were you born there, Sal?
2002. Yeah.
So, so I got my EFMB 7 years before you were born, and it hasn't changed. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that
Has
just
not.
nuts?
I mean, the army hasn't. It's changed a lot, but it's stayed very stagnant. I think
Well, I
that's my
mean, no, you got DEI, and you got Sergeant Major standing outside of bathrooms to make sure the trannies can have their.
I
period.
heard about that. Were you telling me that that's a real story?
That well,
A lot of
pull up my podcast with the last guy I talked to, and he'll tell you stories. He's a colonel in the army right now, and he'll tell you stories about how that's actually real in his unit. So yeah, that actually did happen in his unit. So yeah, the last podcast that I just posted on Two Grumpy Bastards, a guy named Force, he's a colonel who was one of my students when I taught at Sac State and UC Davis, and yeah, he had to deal with that in his last command. He had to deal with that.
Some things should never change. Some things should.
well said. Well
Yeah.
said.
That is as eloquent as I could ever put anything ever, Robert. So, hey Sal, it's hey, you want to? I know you're where you stay? You mind telling me
I'm
where
at,
you're stationed right now?
I'm at Fort Riley.
You're Fort
now.
Riley. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, I know.
God help
Yeah,
you.
nothing out there.
That place
Wind.
sucks.
We got the wind. Yeah.
I was at Fort Riley not right towards the end of my career, and we were at a restaurant, and I said I would like a I was, I'm normally, I'm not now, but normally I've been in really good shape in my life and stuff like that. So I was like high protein. And so it's like, oh, you got a chicken salad. Yeah, I'll have the chicken salad because I figured it was going to be chicken on the salad, right? Protein and greens and stuff. There was gravy on it. There was actual.
It's like fried chicken or whatever.
He actually put gravy on a chicken salad. I can't. What's the name of the?
That's got to be a Kansas thing.
What's the name of the town right outside Fort Riley? There, I'm sorry.
Junction City and Augur.
Yes, Junction City. God, what a shithole. But
Yeah, that place will wreck your car, steal your money, and give you drugs.
they put gravy on my chicken salad. I just want to let you know that they put gravy on my chicken salad. That's like that's going to be the name of my biography, my autobiography when I write it. Gravy on a chicken salad. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Anyway, so well, maybe I know you're over there in Fort Riley and your dad's there in Oklahoma. You guys are hanging out, but maybe you'd be willing to jump on the barracks here in our other podcast and give us your fucking wisdom about what it's like to be a soldier in today's modern army. Because dude, it can't be easy. You could probably tell that I would last about 2 seconds in the modern army, with my leadership style. Yep. Yeah, I'd last about 2 seconds. And things were fun back in the day. They were fun. We had fun. I mean, we said whatever the fuck we wanted. Well, I did.
It's a regulated fun now.
Yeah, fuck that bullshit.
Yeah,
that's a good looking. You got a good looking kid, Robert. You got a good looking kid. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you did that, bud.
Well, he's well put together, and let's just say he had some good training before he had
smart as a whip too, man. I'm liking this guy. I think we got to have you guys on the barracks here. If we can make that work, that'd be fun. You would like my co-host Russ. He's another retired colonel, and he's a smart guy, infantry guy. You'd love him. He's kind of a douchebag, to be quite honest with you. No, I'm kidding. No, he's one of my best friends in the whole world. You'll like him. So hopefully we'll get you hooked up, and we'll see you guys soon, huh?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coop.
That's a good looking kid, man. I'm just kind of envious. I'm just like, if I had a kid and it was this guy, I wouldn't be sad. I'm just saying.
You got to see my other ones. They're all overachievers. I'm kidding. They're not overachievers. They are definitely achieving though, and they make me proud. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Extremely happy with their performance.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. It gives me hope. It actually gives me hope for this next generation. Right quick before we get off, they talked about this the younger generation Z, which I guess you fit into, is far more conservative than the Gen X kids and all that kind of thing, or millennials, not Gen X. I'm a Gen X guy. We're
Gen X.
We're the only badasses left on planet Earth.
but the millennials and how you guys are tending more towards like going, okay, this place sucks, and we need to introduce some common sense into the world again.
Yeah,
And
so
I love
there
that.
is that, but there's like two sides of the coin. You either grew up Republican, conservative, like the shit that actually matters and the shit that actually should be addressed, or you go liberal, Democrat, and you worry about all the bullshit that
Right,
doesn't fucking
right.
matter anymore because you've
That
been
makes sense.
spoon fed your whole life. We haven't been in a major war in fucking forever. And everyone kind of loses sight, like once they become comfortable in this country with all the freedoms that we give and all the leniencies we give to people, it's like, okay, let's go, talk about this issue that doesn't matter. This issue, let's give $8 billion to Nigeria so they can open up a studies on some dumbass subject that they don't use the actual money for, or and then you have people starving here. You have vets out in the street, but you have immigrants that are illegal in housing. You have the roads are just shit. The healthcare system fucks everybody over, even vets. There's so many economic and social problems that just are so much more prevalent, and people aren't talking about it because it doesn't make news headlines. So, yeah.
Not my mouthpiece, man. He came up with that shit on his own.
So what you're trying to say is that your dad hit you a lot growing up. That's what you're trying to actually say.
He hit me, not physically.
I didn't have to hit this.
Yeah.
No, I'm a smart guy, and I've done a podcast for a lot of years, and I've been up in front of thousands of people. That is as well put as I possibly can probably ever hear anything well put. Thank you. And coming from me, that's a big compliment because I'm a dick. and that is about as well put as I can ever. God bless you. I don't know what even to say to that. Robert, congratulations.
I don't want to get into like specific examples.
Sal, thank you for what you said.
Thank you, Coop.
And thank you for your I'm not going to say thank you for your service because I hate that. That's gay as shit.
Yeah.
But I appreciate, let me just say this. I appreciate you a lot. And this was fun. This was much more than I thought it would be, Robert, to be quite honest with you. Not that I had any low expectations because you're a good dude, but it's just like, yeah, getting Sal on here in the last 20 minutes has been amazing, and hearing your perspective as a hell diver. Actually, that's a video game I play. I bet you Sal knows what that is.
I do. Yep.
All right.
For Liberty, right?
It's a fucking awesome Xbox game. No, I just appreciate you both, and I will post this tonight. Hopefully you will post it to your YouTube channel too, Robert. That'd be great. Because we can we need all the likes and all the happiness that we can get, since Russ and I are still in the red on this goddamn podcast. So yeah.
Link it up, man. Synergy for sure.
Yeah. No, it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sal, by the way.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't normally look like this. I normally look like a teenage princess, like a 13 girl. Okay. So I just I look like this all the time. Anyway. No, it's great.
You look like a veggie omelet MRE. Great.
God, you're a smartass too. I love it. Motherfucker. I love it. All right, guys. I'm gonna sign off. I gotta take the dogs. Yeah, they're both down there bitching at me. I gotta take the dogs we go to a cemetery, believe it or not. I know that sounds weird, but it's beautiful and has open fields and they like to run. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna take a bunch of probably hardcore drugs and pass out. No, I'm not gonna do that. That last part. I'm totally.
Motrin. Tell them, Doc. Motrin and water. Change your socks.
Yeah, no, the 4 broken ribs and all that, I can feel them. I haven't taken any ibuprofen since I've been talking to you. Like, and they're like sawing at me right now. They're like, "Fuck you, get up and take some more ibuprofen, asshole." So anyway, love you guys, and we will. I'll stay in touch with you, Robert, and maybe you could talk your kid into jumping on the barracks here in the next week or two.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right.
Thanks
Hey.
for linking up, Coop.
And thank you for what you said about Memorial Day, Sal. I truly believe that too, that it's like, oh, it should be somber. No. Every one of the men that I have lost and everybody that I know would want America to be happy this weekend and celebrating and doing American things like eating shit and drinking shit and fucking shit up. And that's what we do. That's what we do as Americans.
Blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Drinking beer.
Woo.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. All right, we'll see you soon. I'll get this posted tonight, Robert. I'll send you a link, bud.
Awesome, man. I'll get it up on the channel and we'll stay linked up for sure.
All right. Thanks, guy. Hey, Sal, good meeting you, buddy. You take care, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Coop, the handsome and debonair one of the Two Grumpy Bastards podcast. Not to mention, I'm the only one that's an actual bastard. Google that shit. Don't, actually. Hey, I'm here to do a shameless plug for our merchandise. You can find us at twogrumpybastardsmerchandise.com. We got a whole bunch of new merchandise in. I think you'll like some of the new choices. There's some pro-Second Amendment. There's some anti-Washington State Governor stuff on there. I think you'll really appreciate it. New stuff coming all the time. I have 2 great designs in the works, so please, to support this podcast, that's one of the easiest ways to do it. We're also on Etsy. Yeah, I know, Etsy. You can find our products on eBay as well. Storm King Mercantile is the name of the store there that fronts us. And there's many, many other ways to support this podcast, of course. We have a Patreon page, same thing, Two Grumpy Bastards. We certainly would appreciate you following us on Instagram. Most of you probably know we have a Facebook page, Two Grumpy Bastards Podcast. We have a lot of fun over there, a lot of frivolity, a lot of memes, and a lot of hard-hitting news. Believe it or not, a lot of great people in that group. Also, all of the social media outlets, including now on TikTok. You can find us there. And one of the things that I really wanted to tell you is if you have any feedback for Russ, especially because he kind of sucks, feel free to email us at twogrumpybastards@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us, or you can always leave us a comment or an IM on, or DM, I should say. See, I'm so savvy. I'm so savvy. On our Facebook page. So we really appreciate you listening or watching us over there on YouTube as well. And we hope you do both, because Russ is something to look at. I said something. I didn't say something really great to look at. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is your intrepid, amazing, and grateful host of the Two Grumpy Bastards podcast, Coop. Remember, keep your focus and stay wokeless.